Hey guys, Colvin with your fishing report for Shoals Lake. Today is Tuesday, March 7th. Lake levels at 664. We're about 5 foot high and rising. Water temps anywhere from 49 to the upper 50s, depending on where you're at in the lake. And it looks like we got more rain coming. First off, I want to tell you guys, if you're chomping at the bit for a fishing report, I typically do one every week for Game and Fish. It's a written one. You can find that on Colvin Fishing on Facebook or Instagram, or you can go to AGFC website. So be sure to check that out if you need your fix in between the video fishing reports. Guys, the lake is on the rise, so if you're coming out after a heavy rain, I think we're supposed to get another inch today. Just be careful. There is some debris in the lake, so be sure to watch out for that. Be slow. Things are changing on the lake. I'll go over some of the stuff that's been working for me. And typically, this time of year, you got to treat the lake like two different lakes. If you go back into the creek and fish some of the runoff stuff, and the water's dirty and warm, you can get away with some reaction baits. If the water gets real dirty, you can throw a spinner bait. If you got a little bit of stain, the jackhammer, it's working. I typically lean towards the spinner bait if it's chocolate milk. If it's starting to clear up, you can get away with the jackhammer. And I'm gonna get into the skinny water. That's going to be a sink or swim type deal, but the crankbait, if you get a cloudy, windy, stormy day, you can catch them on a square bill. You got a chick magnet there. Some of the bright colors, depending on how dirty the water is, that's going to dictate on what you're going to throw. So that being said, the dirtier the water, the shallower you can get if it's warm. If it cools off, obviously those fish aren't going to be active in there. There is a crankbait bite going on. Still catching them on the steeper, windy banks, throwing a rock crawler. They're starting to venture up a little bit, but as the lake comes up, this is going to get tougher because you've now got bushes everywhere. Going into those tougher days, or if you get into clear water, there's a little, I call the McMinnow 2.8, whatever you want to throw. Kitech, Berkeley, doesn't matter. Any kind of natural color, just a 1/8 ounce head, casting it around, slow rolling it back. There's shad kind of spread out everywhere in the lake right now. You can find them in the backs of the creeks, and with them drawing water, they're all the way out on the main lake. So that bite is kind of, the seagulls and the loons sometimes will tell you where they're at, and sometimes they're lying. Some of those shad are right below the surface all the way down to 100 foot still, so keep that in mind. The other thing in the clear water that's starting to pull some fish is going to be a Ned rig. If it's a little flat on you and the bite gets tough, the Ned rig's working, and the shaky head. Throwing a shaky head right now will get you quite a few bites. If you got to grind it out and you can't get bit, you can always catch them on a shaky head for the next couple months. There's been a pretty good jig bite. We're about the magic 50, so the crawdads are becoming pretty active. I like the Jewel football jig, so green pumpkin's a good color for me because I can throw it in the stained water and out in the clear water. That's been fooling some fish. Last but not least is the video game fishing. I honestly still think there's a bunch of fish that are, there's fish that are already up towards the spawning areas. They're on the secondary points and pockets, and I think the big females, you may fool some in the back if the conditions are right, but I still think there's a bunch of bigger fish that are out in the bait balls that haven't quite moved to the bank yet. Day in, day out, if I do find a big ball of shad out there, typically you're gonna have to spend some time graphing to find the right stuff, but if you do, a tater shad is gonna fool them for you. So these fish may be from the surface all the way down to 30-40 foot. If you find the right ball of shad, the bigger balls of shad, because there's little balls of shad spread out everywhere. If you find the right ball of shad, you can get right in a hurry. A jerkbait's also working, so I know there's a lot going on as we start to warm up and the lake comes up, guys. These fish are wanting to come up and get on the bank. So guys, if you do come out, be sure to fish the conditions. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe.